Today we're going to be doing a little unboxing of a new helmet that I just purchased. This is the Scorpion EXO AT960. 960. I've been looking at dual sport or adventure type helmets ever since I got the Tiger 900, and I could never settle on one that balanced both cost as well as functionality. I didn't particularly look for a modular helmet, but I always thought that maybe a modular helmet might suit my needs for long distance touring. I used to have a modular helmet before, and then when that failed, the joint failed, and when that joint failed, I went to the Shoei RF 1200, and when that helmet retired, I got a RF 1400. I never thought that I'd take to full face non-modular helmets as much as I did, but I did, and now it's kind of weird to be going back. It's kind of awkward to be doing this with one hand, but I will confess that I had the box open already, and so I know what's inside, and it's not a heck of a lot. But when you open it up, one of the things you notice is that there's very little inside this box. The helmet is here in a bag. It's just a nylon bag, and it's got this little piece of foam here that's supposed to protect the end of the box, I guess, from the beak. Also in there you can see a booklet and a silica gel bag. So it's got some a couple of pieces here. These are the end plates that go on the sides of the helmet if you remove the peak, and that's it. Not undone. And I will confess, before I take this out to the bag, one of the reasons that I bought this helmet is for the color. As you can see, it matches. I think it matches the bike perfectly. The colorway is it's called Sand, and the bike is a Sandstorm bike, Sandstorm colorway, and this is black and sand. So yeah, it matches the bike. That's one of the biggest reasons that I got this one. It's an XL, so helmet size is supposedly XL, and my head size is just under 24, and that's the size for an XL helmet. You flip up the lid or the visor, and you can see there's a drop down sun visor inside, operated by this side slider. Seems to be okay so far. Now, I read a lot of reviews of this helmet, and some of the things that people mention, some of the criticisms is this little thing here can be kind of vibraty. It can vibrate a lot and cause a lot of racket inside your helmet as you go down the road, but I don't know. I ride with earplugs, so I probably won't hear that. But like I said, it's a modular helmet, and it's got this little button at the bottom here. You can press this button inwards and then lift the front up. And there you have it. It opens up quite a bit, and because it's ECE 2206, it has this little switch on the side to lock it in place. So you can lock it like this and ride with your helmet open like that, which I don't expect to be doing because I see no need for that. I never did it when I had the other modular helmet, and I don't need to do it now. It's got a front vent, chin vent here. There is a little latch on the inside, which I probably won't be able to show, but it's in there. You can slide it up and down to close it and open it. And what that does is it closes these holes off. So you've got two sets of holes for the chin vent, this and this. The lower ones are covered by this switch, and the upper ones are by the inside switch. It's got a peak, as you can see. Some people say that this peak vibrates a lot. I don't know. I mean, it seems to be sturdy enough for me. And both the visor as well as the peak are fixed by these single screws on the side, on either side. So you just have to undo this and then the whole thing comes apart, which is a strength and a weakness at the same time. Easy to take off by just undoing the two screws, but from some of the reviews, it seems as though this can walk loose a little bit. This helmet is supposedly very quiet, and one of the reasons is, well, it's got this single. It doesn't have a brow vent. It's got this single, vent at the top of your head, and also it's got a single exhaust. This is a passive exhaust, so you can't close it. It's always open, and it doesn't look very big. It's kind of small. But one of the things I wanted to mention is that it does come with a port here for a specially designed comm system for this helmet. So you can buy an additional comm system, and it just attaches right here to this spot. And it's kind of more integrated than the typical stick on or clamp on unit from Cardo or Senna. I do have a Cardo unit, and if I do keep this helmet, it probably will be installed somewhere around here, because I don't intend to buy this. I'm going to be switching between helmets, so it's far more convenient for me to buy a second helmet kit and to transfer the unit from helmet to helmet. So most likely it'll have to go here. But like I was saying, this is one of the quieter helmets from what I'm told and from what the tests have shown, and largely because it's got this neck gaiter here. And this, as you can see, it closes the hole. The smaller the neck hole you have on a helmet, the quieter it is. Also, it can be warmer. It also can make, putting the helmet on a little bit harder, things like that. But this here, it seems to be very well constructed, and it seems to be promising to be a quiet helmet because of all of this closure of the neck hole. And it's got this built-in chin curtain as well. Now I note that there was no mention of any cutouts for glasses, so that could be a problem. Anyway, I'm going to be putting it on as if it was a full face, my normal full face helmet. Typically what I do is I open the eye port just in case I need to grab, pull the straps back, and pull the helmet on. But I can tell that it's really snug inside. Yeah, but it's evenly snug all around. I'm getting some pressure on my ears, but at least my ears are flipped up and they're not folded over. So that's good. I find that the front here, this chin bar is a bit close to my mouth. I don't have to pout out very far for my mouth to touch the switch, the little slider switch for the upper vent. I don't have to stick my lips out too much to touch that, but at least just with my mouth closed, I don't touch it. So I guess I can live with that. Here's the test. Can I put my glasses on? Okay, yes, I can get them on, but with great difficulty. There are no eyeglass slots in this helmet for glasses, so it just relies on, the closeness of the cushions to your head, and you're going to have to fight with it. If you've got glasses with thin frames or arms, then it's going to be hard to push those on. It was pretty hard just now. These glasses have got thin wire arms here, but this part of the glasses are kind of sturdy, so and they're not straight back. The piece that goes behind your ears is not straight back, so you've got to kind of like fight with this curve. But anyway, so that's it for this part of the video. I am going to now go for a quick ride and test ride this on the road. I'm doing all of this because I don't know if I'm going to keep this helmet or if I'm going to return it or what. The acid test will be how it performs on the road. If it vibrates, if it catches too much wind on the Tiger. The Tiger is really good in terms of that windshield is very good for deflecting air over your helmet. Strap is too short. Okay, here we are at New Kentucky Park in Tomball, and I'm here to report on my test ride with this Scorpion EXO AT960 helmet. Apologies for the noise in the background. Somebody's mowing next door. But yeah, I just finished riding from home to this park here a few miles down the road, and I can tell you that I'm very pleased with this actually. It surprised me quite a bit. Overall, it performed well. In terms of fit, it is tight because it's a new helmet, but it's evenly tight all around. And for that shortish drive, I didn't feel any pain points anywhere on my head. So that's good. In terms of noise or vibration of this little slider switch here, I couldn't hear it. I wear earplugs, and I recommend that you wear earplugs all the time when riding to save your hearing. Fairly quiet helmet. I think I would say it's a little bit quieter than my Shoei RF 1400. And that's largely because it doesn't flow as much air. Right now I've got all the vents open completely because I wanted to test the noise level. So you test noise level with all the vents open. This one is open. Of course, this one you can't close. This is a passive exhaust vent. Both of these front vents are open and it's quiet. According to the testing done by Champion Helmets, there is a 2-degree difference between the outside air and the inside air. This ranks amongst the helmets that were tested in one of their videos as towards the top in terms of if you've got 0 difference between the outside air and the inside air in the helmet, then it's flowing the most air that it can. The bigger the difference, according to their testing, then the less airflow and the worse it is. This one is 2 degrees difference and it's towards the top. One of the positives that I can say about this helmet is got these actual, this detent, this first detent is excellent. Not only is it stiff, so it stays open when you're riding, it doesn't kind of flop down. It's stiff, but it's big enough. As you can see there, it's big enough to allow good airflow into your face. Of course, when you've got it fully open like that, the airflow is much better than my Shoei RF 1400 because this eye port is larger. This eye port is large enough to hold goggles as well, as I'm told, and so therefore it not only flows more air to your face, but it also allows you better visibility side to side because the cutout, the eye port is wider on the sides. In terms of noise, like I said, it's a quiet helmet, and that's largely due to the fact that it's got this nice neck gaiter here, and this padding here. The hole for your neck is fairly small, so that really helps a bit. But a lot of that has to do with the excellent windscreen on the Tiger. Even in the lowest position, for my height, I'm 5'8", and with a regular torso. Even with the windscreen in the lowest position, there is no real problem, even with this helmet and its peak. With the windshield in the high position, no buffeting whatsoever. In the low position, there was a little bit of vibration, which I would call a little bit of buffeting, I suppose, but not too bad. Even when I turn my head side to side, I feel no buffeting, no vibration or anything like that when I turn my head from side to side. So very pleased with that. In terms of the drop down visor, I had to fumble to find the location of the switch, but once you find it, it's easy to activate. It moves fairly easily. It's kind of flimsy, but not too bad. It's dark enough, you know, so what can I say? None of them are ever dark enough for some people, and I find that it can always be a little bit darker, but you can, if it's too light for you, you can always change out the visor and get a dark visor to double up on the darkening effect. But for me, I have to have a helmet that has at least a drop-down visor, or if not, a transitions visor. I don't think this one comes, you know, there's a transitions visor available for this helmet. So the drop-down visor is as good as it gets. I think it's a great value helmet. Is it the quietest helmet? No. It probably is not going to match a Schubert or something like that. But then again, this is less than $300. Less than $300 with full graphics on it. And to me, these graphics, it's a matte finish. It's a close match. It's not exact to that bike there. That is Sandstorm. That colorway is Sandstorm, and this is called Sand. So they're both shooting for the same thing. But of course, the colors are slightly off. But still, it's topographic, which the pattern is topographic. So if you look at it, there's a little map of the whole world here, and then there's topographic lines on it. So, you know, and it's black and sand, so it matches the bike. For $300 for my secondary helmet, I think it's great. Helmets, adventure helmets can go all the way up to, I don't know, $800 to $1,000. If you look at the Climb, depending on the graphics and so on that you put on it, the Climb helmets are pretty expensive, as well as the RI and the Shoei offerings as well are very expensive. This one here is $300. Mind you, I have not ridden off-road yet with this bike. So that's another reason why I went with an inexpensive adventure helmet. So this here is the helmet to kind of dip my feet into the off-road riding, you know, style, lifestyle, or whatever you want to call it. I only talked about the pros. The negatives, I didn't really speak on that too much. But the negatives are, there's three negatives. One, this is too short. This strap could be about another inch or two longer, because when you're doing it up, and I don't like D-ring, it comes with D-ring in the US market, but I believe in the European market there's this ratchet system which I prefer, but it comes with this D-ring setup, and that strap there, by the time you thread it through and then thread it back, the strap is a little too short. So that's one negative. The other negative is the chin bar, because it has that mechanism on the inside to control this upper vent. There's a double wall kind of construction in the chin bar, so that the inner wall is closer to your lips. If you've got a kind of a bigger chin or a bigger jawline than I have, then your mouth is most likely going to touch the inside of that all the time. Right now I have to push my lips out like that, and then I can touch that chin bar. But if I keep my mouth just normally closed, I don't touch it. So it's a kind of a negative. It's a half negative. The other negative, and it's a full negative, is that there's no eyeglass, you know, grooves in the cushion. So putting your glasses on is a pain, especially if you don't have the glasses that have the straight arms. Mine have got these curved arms because I don't like the straight arms. They feel loose. This one fits me perfectly when it's adjusted right. So to put them on, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. Maybe when the cushions wear in a bit and, you know, I get a little bit more slack in there, they'll go on a little bit easier. I don't know. Is that a deal breaker for me at this point in time? No, it's not. But I just wanted to mention three negatives. The chin bar is too close. The strap is too short. And I'm going to buy one of those ratcheting things to solve that problem. I can't solve the chin bar problem. And also the grooves, I can't solve that problem either. So that's a negative. But everything else is a positive. Yeah, It's a keeper, and it's a good value helmet at just under $300. So I'm gonna go back, continue my ride, and give my final thoughts when I get back home. Whether there's any more pressure points on my head, or whether I discover anything more plus or positive or negative on this helmet. This is too short. A little bit snug under here as well. So back at home after that ride, and I must say it was a success. As I mentioned before at the park, this is a keeper, I think. The only thing that I confirmed after going on the second part of the ride, which was actually longer than the first, much longer, and I had the bike up to over 90 miles an hour. Yeah, the only thing I confirmed was that there is a little bit of that vibration, like I said, when you're cruising down the highway at 75 miles an hour. You can see the peak vibrating just very slightly at with the windshield in the upper position. You can still read street signs far down the road. It doesn't vibrate your head to the point where you can't read it. The only thing I can say about that is for slower speeds than that, even with the brilliant Triumph windscreen, you probably want to go a little slower. You probably don't want to ride for like 8-9 hours at 75 miles an hour. You're probably going to find it a little bit fatiguing. That slight vibration, it's not very much. You could take the peak off and that'll go away. I'm pretty sure it'll totally go away. The only time you get good buffeting is if you're in dirty air, like you're on the highway and you've got some big truck or something like that just obliquely opposite to you, and you got that dirty air coming off of the 18-wheeler or something like that. You're going to feel a lot of that buffeting. But then you feel a lot of that buffeting anyway. If you're riding on the freeway, you know what I'm talking, or the interstate, you know what I'm talking about. Aside from that, yeah, nothing else. The chin strap, because it's short, and I kind of like cinched it all the way up so I can snap that snap closed, it means that it put more pressure on my throat. I didn't need to affix the strap. I guess I could just thread it through and then just leave it dangling, but that strap is just too short. That's one of my main thumbs down for this helmet. The strap is too short. I am going to buy one of those ratcheting things, so it will kind of eliminate that problem. The other thumbs down is the lack of channels for your eyeglasses. As the cushions wear in a bit better, it'll be a little bit easier to get on, but it's still going to be a problem. And of course, the third thing being the chin bar being a little too close. But other than that, by the time I came back home, I felt a little pressure behind my ears. But funnily enough, with this helmet, even though I put it on just as I would with a full face helmet with the chin bar down and locked down. I put it on, my ears didn't fold over like that. You know, they were flat in there, and I was comfortable. So when that wears in, it'll be very comfortable, I think. It'll be good. So overall, great helmet. Yeah, the drop-down visor works great. I've got no complaints on that. I've got no complaints on noise. Airflow is what it is. You open that visor, you open this visor to the first click right there, and you get lots of airflow. It's brilliant. I noticed the back here has a little bit of a curve here, and I guess that would be a good spot to put your straps. So this kind of a shape here is meant for a strap for your goggles, if you had goggles. I don't have goggles. I'm not to that point where I'm going to need goggles, but if I do need goggles, it's good to know that there's a little bit of a groove at the back of the helmet to hold the goggles in place. So I think that's a wrap for me. The Scorpion EXO AT960 is a good value for money, and it's a keeper for me. 2 thumbs up. And yeah, next step is to actually put some comm system in this, because now I do have another helmet, the Sedici Carbon. I'm going to probably take the second helmet kit out of that and install it in this one here so I can save some money. I don't have to buy another one, because I haven't been using that helmet at all. It's a street helmet. It was kind of a nice helmet. I only used it a few times, so I'm probably going to sell that helmet. If you found this video useful, give me a like. Consider subscribing, share, and leave some comments below. Do you have one of these helmets, and how did you find it? Did you find the pros and the cons similar to mine? See you in the next video. Stay safe, keep the shiny side up, and take care.